We did this before?
Yeah, we've done some videos before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah, last time I saw you was at Out of the Cold last year.
Over the health
We were
center.
at the health center. Yeah, last time we did a video.
Okay, so this is not planned. Like you asked me what you want to talk about. I said, I don't act that way.
That's right.
This is the way it is.
That's right.
And we do the interview. If you don't like it, we delete it. No problem. Anyway,
I don't care. You always do a good job.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Compared to 1 year ago, where are we? Is it the numbers up?
To my understanding from the people working on the buy names list is that the numbers are up this year significantly from last year, with people sleeping out and rough sleeping. Tent City, you've been down to Tent City,
No.
I think. Okay, well,
No, but because
I'm by Tent City a lot, walking my dog. And,
I see, I've been around. I've walked by.
and it's being visited frequently by the street outreach workers and caseworkers at John Howard. And Brian Duplessis at the shelters has been working on interviewing all the clients down there. And Brian's not completed his interviews, but he's well into the 30s, approaching 40 on number of people who do not have a place to sleep this winter. So I would say last year when we operated, when Bishop's House was operating as an out of the cold shelter, there was 20 in there, and it seemed to serve the community well. I would say.
Yeah, they did a good. What's her name?
Faith. Yeah, I mean,
she
for
did a good job.
pulling something together quickly,
She did a good job.
it went really well. You know, couldn't have worked well without Joan Kingston and the folks at Downtown Community Health Clinic.
Yes, they did a
They're the
good
ones
job.
that really make
Yeah.
it work. But I would say
They have what you call patience. Something
that's right.
I don't have.
That's right,
Oh,
Charles.
just-
And I can tell you from what I hear and what you observe and I observe, we're downtown all the time. I would say we have roughly twice the number of people that are going to have the need this year as we did last year.
Now we got the problem with Crystal Met.
Yeah.
And you hear politician, we're not going to insult a certain mayor. We'll leave him alone. But focus, Charles. The Crystal Met, these people can't help themselves. Then they mention affordable housing. I seen it in my old building that the place is a disaster. How are we going to help the issue of Crystal Met? I know it should be more money spent on rehab, but you can bring a horse to water.
Well, what you need is a robust response around addiction services and mental health services and social workers, so that people, you know yourself, addiction, whether it's crystal meth or alcohol, that's just a symptom of a problem. People don't grow up and say, I can't wait to be an adult and I'm going to become a drug user, or I'm going to become an abuser. It doesn't work that way. There's a trauma in someone's past, and that's how they medicate themselves. And then they get addicted to the drug, and then they can't find a way out. So we need
How about how many percentage of them just needs a good boot up the arse? There's no discipline. I mean, I'm not saying, maybe I shouldn't say that, but what I mean is they were brought up. Like in Moncton say, well, I don't like to have people with authority to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And we grew up, we had one.
Right.
Now, one. 911, don't push me. I mean, 911, you can't touch me. You know what I mean? There's no discipline when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Now, self-medication, drugs, then you got mental issues, voila, ADHD, and then they don't want to be told what to do.
Well, I think that one of the things that's different from when you and I grew up, so I think that everyone's unique. I think that everyone in that community we're talking about has unique issues, as much as you and I are unique people. Just because you have an addiction issue or a mental health issue that doesn't define the person. There's complex needs there. And what we've done, you know this systemically over the past few decades, is defund mental health and addiction services. And at the same time, we've seen, you and I, when we were young, and we thought of drugs, we thought of marijuana or hash.
Magic mushrooms.
So now,
acid.
Now what
Blight Beauty, Benny, sorry,
Right.
flashback, okay, sorry.
What people are medicating themselves with, medicating their trauma with, is way more potent, and it makes them not be able to function.
And they can't afford the heroin, they can't afford the cocaine, so
No.
they self-medicate chemicals,
and
a point of no return.
You know, and I would say the other thing too is that we don't have opportunity for people. They don't see a way out. So even let's say that you are someone who's in a state of addiction or mental health acuity, great, you get into rehab, but then where is your way out? That's why you see a lot of good things happening in Fredericton and St. John. I'm really impressed with what they're doing with Catapult down there and the outflow shelter. Well, they're doing social enterprise, so they're getting people into stabilized housing, into transitional housing, and they're working with them at the shelter, at the outflow shelter down there. And then the folks that own Outflow have started 2 social enterprises. They've started a business around construction called Catapult Construction and Catapult Cafe. So that when people start to get well, they have a place that they can go to, number one, to feel included. They can volunteer their time.
How do you spell that?
Catapult? Like a catapult. C-A-T-A-P-A-U-L-T.
Never heard of it.
Yep. So that creates purpose in life and opportunity for people, and I think that's what's missing. So if you're someone who's suffered a lot of trauma, whatever it is, it could be PTSD, it could be sexual abuse, it could be an assault, whatever it is, fine, you get yourself into rehab and you get the drugs out of your system, but then you need to create an opportunity for someone to move their life ahead.
But what happens if they don't want help?
There's always going to be people you can't help.
Voila.
So you help the ones you can.
Tried me to tell me to seek help for years.
Let me put it to you this way, Charles. Let me put it to you this way. This is a real, I'll put you in that scenario.
Go ahead.
So you're someone who's found health and wellness for yourself and you found purpose. But let's say tomorrow that I said, you're not allowed to blog and give me your camera. You're not allowed to own cameras anymore.
They did.
Right. But let's do that so you lose your purpose in life and you lose an opportunity to connect with people. And then,
or they take away my Facebook.
Right. And then, but then what do you got left? Right? You got the drug that you left behind.
Yeah.
So we got to really start working with people on an individual basis and creating opportunities for them where we work with them intensively, like the caseworkers are doing at the intensive case management team. There's 1 caseworker for 20 people instead of 1 for 200. So they get to know the person and they work with them intensively, and that person can say, this is what I need, this is what I think I need to get better.
So where are they gonna put the out-of-the-cold shelter this year? What they're doing? Any plans?
There's nothing finalized yet.
Are you waiting for the snow to come down first?
No, look, I can tell you from participating in some of those conversations over the past year and working with people that the Department of Social Development is working extremely hard. Honestly,
they are.
They're working extremely hard, and they're very close.
Charlie, focus. Shut up. Okay.
They're very close. I've been nothing but impressed with the province. You know, I think there's probably a greater role for the municipality to play, and I think that politically it's...
Election, May.
Well,
now, Charlie.
Look, it's not about current mayor and council. I think,
oh, come on.
I think municipalities in general need to start owning their problems in their municipalities, and there are things that are in their laneway that they can do.
For an example, this is the first time I'm going to talk about it. I never talk about this issue. I told a lot of people I never talk about it because I was afraid if something happens, they'll blame me. I'm going to talk about it right now. You talk about the city, what they should do. 10 City, all right? There's no portable washroom there. There's no portable washroom. 10 years ago, they had this little tent city by the river.
Yeah.
It cost $20,000 to clean the whole area.
Yeah.
You have an area, and Fredericton is supposed to be called the Green City. There's these people, poor, less fortunate, mental issue. I live in the tent in front of the legislature. Remember when I was protesting against Ritland? I was there for 6 months. The first thing I said, they told me I'm not allowed inside the ledge. Oh, I need a piss.
Yeah.
Where do I go? And then I start going.
The museum.
The museum. The good old days. The museum or the Beaverbrook motel were before. Anyway, the Crown Plaza. And you circle around to go for a piss.
Right.
And that's by the legislature.
Right.
So there, right beside the government house, the lieutenant governor.
The riverbank is what they got.
The riverbank, or go for a poop. Yeah. How come the city never put a portable washroom? They said, well, that area does not our problem. That belongs to the province.
Yeah.
Or anyone have a portable washroom there.
So I don't know. I think that it's a complicated issue, and I'll say the reason it's complicated is because you want people that are in.
Don't want to make them feel too comfortable?
I think a little bit of that. I think there's a little bit of that in their thinking, Charles, and I'm just hypothesizing. But part of it is you want to make people seek services. You want people to try to connect with services. Our problem is that we don't have enough services for people to connect with. I fully agree with you. I think that when public safety is at risk, So when you're talking about using the bathroom, there's a comfort issue with people being able to use the bathroom. But for the greater citizens at large, whoever's jurisdiction it is, whether it's municipal or provincial, there's a public safety issue from having people using the bathroom along a public walking trail. You know, there's a public safety issue for the greater public who are accessing that trail.
Where's the city?
Right. What it has to do with sewage along the riverbank. It has to do with just
You're
people
losing touch. Yeah, I'll say it. Sorry, too long. My tongue hurts. The idiot mayor.
Yeah.
We had one portable washroom at Carlton Park.
Yeah.
Was there for 6 years. Woodside told me, I don't want that idiot to appear in front of Common Council. That's me. And they put the washroom. They said the minute they burn it down, that's it. No more.
Yeah.
They didn't burn it down. It was there for 6 years.
That's right.
Then he arrived. Well, okay, you could use pick-a-rooms. Pick-a-room closed at 11. People are pissing all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
And issues like that, they call themselves Green City. Okay, Charles, never mind. Let's go on the few. So where are they going to go this year for out of the cold shelter? Have you heard anything?
I can tell you that the Department of Social Development is working really hard on solution, and that there are.
Charlie.
No, look, I'm not trying to be political.
But the same one that I'm fighting to have my pension, to have a hearing, and they said, okay, you're going to have a meeting at the Fredericton Inn. Fredericton Inn? How am I supposed to get there?
No.
Then next thing you know, you got two big buildings here. I could have a meeting in the room, don't have to rent the Fredericton Inn.
I can tell you.
So what I'm saying is that's why I'm not.
Yeah, I can tell you with certainty that's not the idea. Social development has been working really hard.
How are we going to get where?
They've been trying to secure a location in the downtown plat which would serve those clients well, with proximity to the downtown community health clinic, proximity to the community kitchen.
Okay.
And
I can read between the lines. It's being.
Yeah. So there are properties of interest that they're actively working on.
How many people would be in there?
My understanding is that what they're looking for is to have greater capacity than last year. Once they figure out a building and they get fire marshals and all that stuff through, they'll be able to set an occupancy load.
It won't be like the asshole Charles LeBlanc, fire marshal in Moncton, that shuts down room in the house and go in there. What, that Charles LeBlanc? See, it's hard to believe that a Charles LeBlanc.
You're not that Charles LeBlanc.
No, it's a right. These Charles LeBlanc and the assholes.
Look, last year I can tell you that.
Have you met Charles LeBlanc, the fire marshal?
No, I've met the other one.
Cameron Dunn.
So I can tell
he's
you,
a nice guy.
Last year when we worked with Out of the Cold, I worked with the fire marshal on fixing some of the deficiencies there, and they were really great to work with. And I would anticipate that they are going to be again. At the end of the day, they've got to balance having a safe location for people. Even people in poverty need dignity. They deserve good housing, even if it isn't out of the cold shelter. So they got to make sure that it's safe for them. But I know that the city of Fredericton staff are working hard with the province, and I'm sure that I think that the fire service is a provincial service in terms of the fire marshal.
It is.
We'd have a different guy over here, but my understanding is that they've already been into properties of interest.
So social development are not working, or they're working together with the city and people to make sure that they give them a fine they can't pay, so they put them in jail for the winter months?
Don't know about that. Don't know about that.
No? See,
that's beyond my skill set.
See, this is different. Last year, who I was talking to, Faith, and it was a good one. It was polite and nice. She was so gentle. We're outside here screaming and hollering. I forgot the cop has a big call, and it's right direct. And I wonder, 13 minutes. I wonder how many people are still watching this. But anyway, so the bottom line, it's being worked on.
It's being worked on, and I think we're going to have a really good solution. I can tell you that I've never seen the province work so hard on poverty issues as they have. It doesn't change overnight, but their thinking has changed, and the culture all around how they're dealing with poverty has changed. And I'm hoping for a good response that's renewable year after year until we change our housing situation, get more affordable housing for more people. Affordable housing doesn't fix everything, but it fixes a lot of things for a lot of people.
Maybe affordable housing with these good, like Cliff Street.
Yeah.
Okay, it was at first, that's what they asked me. They wanted the building was new.
Yep.
They wanted me to move there. They wanted me out of downtown. So they say you got a picture view of the city on nice, but you know, blah blah blah. But good idea. But there was not even a bus route there. There wasn't even a bus route at the welfare office on top of the highest peak of the city. They don't even have a bus shelter. Charlie, focus. So next thing you know, The caretaker, it was a disaster. People were there, and it was a disaster, and now they had to really push. But you need, like,
it's location,
and you need proper landlords that works with these people, and that takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, well,
you have to work with them and wash the building.
We're getting there. I'll be at our Housing First initiatives moving forward. We had a new building, John Howard opened one at 190 St. Mary Street.
Oh yeah.
For 4 clients. That opened October 1st. I'll be at PAC for 2 more developments on November 20th if you want to show up and show your support.
Where's that?
PAC will be at City Hall, Planning Advisory Committee.
Sorry.
You're media, you can get in.
I am media, I haven't been there for, I haven't been there for a while, like I show up, they
I can tell you that part of the solution, just to tie it in, then I'm going to have to let you go.
Yeah.
Those 2 developments are going to be church owned. So they're going to do mission to people, not in a religious sense, but they've accepted that their clients are going to be people that have been chronically homeless and need support and need to be taken as they are. They'll be taking people that are in states of addiction.
You think people will take me the way I am?
You've got a place. We don't need to take you anywhere.
But I mean, they got to take care of me to be acceptable, like go into an advisory committee or go into places to accept me for what I am and pain in the ass.
I think people do accept you for what you are.
Okay, one more thing.
Yeah.
Update about those little homes.
Well, that's part of the update. What I'm in front of PAC for is for 2 developments. One's a 3-unit development, one's a 4-unit development. If all goes well there, we'll get first, second, and third reading at council in December, and then we'll be into spring construction. There's also another 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 13 units in the queue for maybe next fall. So if we execute this really well, we're going to have 20 homes open by the end of 2020, specifically for people that are chronically and episodically homeless, with attached supports, with rent subsidies, so that they have an opportunity. Remember we were talking earlier about opportunity and purpose? They're going to have an opportunity to just go and stabilize themselves and get well, so that someday they might be as well as you.
À la prochaine.
À la prochaine.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
C'est bon.